All right, here we go. Panama City, Monday, November 3rd. It is time. We are rolling through daylight savings like we just did it. It's fall, season's here, trees are going up. 'Tis the season. Listen, my name is Casey Joyner, Scenic Sotheby's. I'm starting to bring this to you every week. We've done it sporadically, but I've heard from a few of you. It's going well. Last week, I broke down the quarterly numbers and showed you what the state of Panama City Beach is right now with inventory, condos, homes, land. We just give it to you all, right? So we're just going to bring you this every week, and we're going to show you the last 72 hours of the week and treat that as the week that was, okay? Just show you what the activity's doing just so we can keep you posted, all right? Because we want to just if we do this consistently, my goal is that you guys that are watching are the smartest people around you. When the neighbors are talking, when you're hearing stuff and hearing rumors, I want you to go, no, actually, I know the facts. We're facts over feelings. You guys know the numbers, and we're going to talk through them, right? Keep you completely educated. All right, let's do this. Let's dive into them today. Let me show you on the screen. Let's go for that for y'all, and I'm going to walk you through there. So over the last 72 hours, 21 new listings, okay? That's not bad. If you saw the quarterly report last week, particularly in the condos, we had a sharp rise in 2025 over 2024 for quarter three. Okay, I think it was like 750 available condos versus like 550, okay, this time last year. So what we want to do is we want to keep watching that new inventory and keep it at a steady, easy pace. But here's the most important thing. Under contract, 13, okay? 13 under contract. So what we're going for is we learned this from doing it with Destin 38 areas. We want to chop away at what we call the saturation rate, right? So what that means is it's okay to bring new listings on. That's going to happen. But how often are we taking them away? Okay. How many are we selling? And what we found over the last 2 years is that the market's been the most steady when we're doing at least 50% of the new listings being taken away with new contracts. Okay. So like with 21, we want to see somewhere around 10 or 11. So we're at 13. So we're over that 50%. So that's what we're going to be tracking because we know that's healthy. Okay. If we get much lower than that for a sustained rate, I don't like how that's going. Here's another rule on this channel. It has to be 3 weeks in a row to be a trend. We're going to get a little volatile. We'll see some spikes maybe in new listings. We might see some spikes in the new contracts, but we don't go all in with the chips in the middle of the table and go, well, man, it's hot. We had a week where we were just writing a ton of contracts. That week may have been hot, but we want to see 3 weeks. Now, if we do it for 3 weeks, we've got a trend, whether it's a good trend or a bad trend, right? Closed properties, 15. So that's right there in line, right? If you're writing 13 new ones, you want to be closing 15. That means we're getting things across the finish line. But here's what I want to talk about today. Price changes 33. That's actually not that bad. So price changes is just people moving the price to get more attention. All right. Expired 52. Now, this number is going to throw us off probably next week. 52 expired. That's way higher than we normally see in Panama City Beach expiring. Casey, why did that happen? Well, October 31st was Friday, Halloween. You guys know it. A lot of agents and sellers, they'll put out a listing agreement through like October 31st. All right. And so automatically these things will expire in MLS if the agents aren't out front of it and have conversations with the sellers about either renewing the listing or what their plans are. It just automatically. So what we're going to see is, I would say 90% of those expired properties are probably going to be coming back on the market. Okay. I'd love it if they stayed off. That would help out inventory tremendously. But what's going to happen is a lot of those will be coming out. So my prediction for next week is we'll likely see a little bit of an uptick in the new listings, but we're not going to freak out because a lot of those are just coming back on the market from going off for a minute. Does that make sense? Okay. So listen, let me go big screen here and just kind of talk to you. Here's the good news. Inventory is moving in Panama City Beach, right? Gulfront condos are selling, but you guys know how this goes. Panama City Beach, way more than a couple other spots on the coast, we have these runs in these buildings where inventory can pile up. And if you're a seller out there watching this and you're like, Casey, should I come to market right now? Now we're just going to look mainly at your building first, and then I'll update you on the comps outside of that. All right. Some buildings are having an inventory run and they need some to come on the market or sell through them. Okay. Some places are having low inventory. They're having success. When they put it out on the market, they're getting it done. Okay. The days on market to get a condo sold are not out of control. And sellers are getting a lot better at pricing them at where the market is. Gone are the days of feeling like you can reach for anything. All right. But the good news is you know exactly what it takes to sell it because there's enough going on. All right. So that's good news because you can make a business decision. But my advice is if you don't need to sell it or don't want to, let's say need such a strong word. I haven't met anybody in a while that just needs to sell. If you want to sell, we can find the number, right? So that's our point. That's what we're trying to do. So listen, I'm going to bring this to you weekly so we don't miss a thing in Panama City Beach. But my main thing that I want to see throughout the winter is not piling up excess inventory on top of what we've got. We need to start moving through it now that we're getting some help with some rates and some of those talking points. Okay. Listen, if you need me, call me, text me, tell me where you're watching from. Tell me if I would just want me to look at your property, give you my thoughts on your neighborhood. Happy to do it. Again, Casey Joyner of Sotheby's. Look forward to seeing you again next week.